Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Sheila B. Coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black, season 1, episode number 6. This episode is called Bang Bang. All right, so the synopsis says Roy's ego reaches new heights as Mallerie hunts for his other woman. Then it says Kimmy and Angel look for another way. No, excuse me. Kimmy and Angel look for a way out. Norman's grief takes a bloody turn. Child, bang bang was what happened because it ended with a bang, 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 bang. All right, so y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe if you get anything out of my commentary. The more you do like up the video, it does go through the algorithm and more people will start to view my commentary. So let's go ahead and get into this episode of Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. All right, so the episodes open up. Mallerie has gotten to work, and when she gets to work, there's protests, like air protests and all outside. Oh, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. Causing cancer, shut it down, whatever they saying. So they have been advised to go around the back in the parking garage and enter in from the back, right? So once they get around to the back, Jules knocks on the window and they tell the security guard, the driver, to get out the car. So once they get into the car, they begin to talk about that she needs to go see her uncle, and she needs to go see her uncle-in-law, and so she can check on his wife and see how the wife is doing. Mallerie don't want to do that. She don't care if that old lady, be unalive. She really don't care about nobody being unalive. It's like the first thing that she says about anybody she don't like, she always say they need to be unalive real quick. And he's just like, you are a mean person. Like, you could be nice, you are beautiful and mean. And she said, beauty in black. I said, well, I guess, child, because you are something awful. And she does, she cares about appearances and she be nice when she need to, but for the most part she is bitter, mad, and mean. Okay, so he says you do need to check up on him because it's just to show that you were at least concerned, because out of all the family, he really does like Mallerie. He feels like Mallerie can't do nothing wrong outside of them knucklehead nephews he got who he don't care about. And so she also brings up she needs to know who is the other woman. She keep bringing up the other woman, and Jules says he's on it, but she was like, I don't want Jules. I don't want Jules. I don't want you, Jules. I want the security guard, Larry Lawrence, whatever his name. She want him on it. And so he was like, no, I can get on. He was like, nope. I want him on it. And in the meantime, I need you to get them protesters from off in front of off the property, because it is private property. So they agreed to that. All right, so back over at the hotel, motel, apartment, Kimmy is still depressed. She's sad because she's thinking about her friend, her sister Rain, right? So while she over there smoking whatever she's smoking, she looking out the window, and all of a sudden you hear, whoosh, whoosh, and she like, oh yeah, your baby mama out there setting your car on fire. So, child, Angel gets up, goes outside. The baby mama is setting the car on fire. He get the water hose and he burns up the car. I mean, let the fire out. And he's upset. He's just like, why we got to be going through this? I can't even afford my car. Like, I can't even have a car. Like, why are we doing this? And then he's still stuck on, we need to make this move. We need to make this move. So, and so now, when he's talking about making a move, Kimmy is like, I don't know if I want to do it. And then he was like, so you having a change of heart? She just ain't really, she don't know how to feel right now, because one day she on, one day she off. She just going through grief because she ain't got Rain no more. All right, so back over at the hospital, Norman, he bugging out. He was like, I need to get my wife away from here. I need to get my wife away from here. I'm about to get ready to move her. So there is some doctor, I don't know who he is, but apparently he don't work at this hospital, and he must just be a friend of Norman's and nobody else's. And he was asking him like, we finna get ready to move. Can you stabilize me? He said, yeah, I can stabilize her to get her to move, right? To move her to another hospital. And they want to move her to the closest one, which makes sense. So, if anything happened, at least she's around something that has the equipment to help her out if she does go into cardiac arrest or whatever. But he wants to take her to another hospital that's a little bit further out. So the other doctor comes in, and she was like, there are two big security guards outside of the room. What's going on? And Norman is like, we're going to move her. We're going to move her. And the doctor is like, she said, I don't advise that. I don't think that's a good idea. And Norman says, well, he said it's a good idea. And she was like, who is he? Where do you practice it? Like, what is your name? And the doctor, bald-headed doctor, he don't say nothing. He just looking like a deer in headlights. I'm like, where did this man come from? He looked like he high right now. Like crazy. So anyway, Norma was like, I'm going to move her. I'm going to move her now. And she was just like, well, okay, whatever. All right. So while they're over there talking, Mallerie comes up and she has flowers, and she just offering, I mean, not her condolences, but she just like, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come in and see her. He was like, well, you know what? I'm moving her out of here. And Mallerie, you know, she's just playing the empathetic niece, like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, it's gonna be okay, like, you know, she's gonna get through this. And he was like, I don't think she will. She was like, don't think like that, you know, she can make it through this. And then he was asking about Roy, do you think that Roy did this? And she was like, no. I'm like, child, Mallerie did it. You thinking about Roy, your eyes are looking at the right person, but you thinking the wrong thing. And he was like, you don't know this family. She says, I'm learning every day. But then she turns back around when she said that Roy didn't do it. Then she says, I know him. I know him. I was like, you first you said you didn't know them. Now you talking about you do know them. Girl, which one is it? Do you know him or do you know him not? Who's to say? So anyway, she was just like, you know, she asked, have you talked to Jules? And he said, well, Jules act like he don't know nothing. And he's really started not to trust Jules anyway. So he was just like, okay. And then it's this commercial that comes on the TV about the Beauty in Black and how they giving everybody cancer. And the uncle was like, you need to be getting on that. And she was just like, you know what? Don't worry about that. I'll take care of that. You just worry about getting your wife better. And that was pretty much it. Oh, and she said she was going to walk him out when they get ready to leave. All right, so now Roy, with his old dumb self, he goes in front of the building, and then the security guard said, "You don't need to come in this way. Everybody is going around the back because of the protesters." Protesters. He was like, "I'm not worried about them. This is private property. I own this. I have the right to park wherever I want to because this is my property." Him with his big old head, and the security guard was like, I don't think that's a good idea. He don't care. He opens up the door and get out the car. And then as he's walking through the crowd, you know, the crowd is growing angry. And he said, they just paying y'all to do this. And then the lady in the wheelchair with the little baby talking about, oh, so you think they paying us? So you think they paying my child that got cancer? Is that what you thinking? And and he was like, he didn't say nothing. He was just looking because he knew it was gonna go viral. Hold on, y'all, real quick. Aria, I'm doing this video. I'm gonna call you back.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye. So yeah, so they got him on camera, and I'm just like, boy, why do you talk? Like, why do you talk? Can you just walk and not talk? Please don't walk it like you talk it. Just walk like you walk and be quiet. But no, it doesn't stop there. So he ends up running into the attorney lady, and the attorney lady gives him the subpoena. So he looking like, oh, so what is this? You know, and she kind of buttering him up, and she talking to him, and he just looking at her like, do you know me? And she was like, Roy. And then he said, you saying my name like you know me. And she was like, yeah, I know you. You don't know me. You don't remember me. You don't remember me. So apparently they went to college together. And he said, oh, and she said, I remember you were with Mallerie as well. And he said, so you were the ones that was chasing after me when I was with my wife at the time. She was like, no, it was the other way around. Like, you really don't remember me. He was like, no, I don't remember you. And so she begins to say, I know you're the one running the company. She's just the face of the company. I know you're smart. You're this, you're that, you're that. But what she's doing, she playing on his intellect, because she knows that the wife is running, because she does double back and say, you know, people seem to think that your wife is the face and you're just the lapdog. That's what everybody think. But he got a big head and want to have like a macho chest. And when she says stuff like, but we know, you know, I know that you're the brains, it just boosting up his ego. His ego is too big. His ego is. That's about it. But anyway, so she says, well, my number is in the envelope. Just call me so we can talk off the record. And he was like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. But really deep inside, you can tell that he's thinking about doing it. So they walk off, and then he fires a security guard because he was like, how in the world she get over here in this private property? Why is she walking around aimlessly to even serve me a subpoena? So she fires that security guard right there. All right. So over in Roy's office, Jules comes in, and he's talking to Roy about everything that's going on, and Roy acts like he wants to handle it, but Jules is like, I don't think you should handle it. You should let your dad or Mallerie handle it. And he was like, do you think I can't handle it? Because he gonna sit up there and tells Jules he just trying to talk to see what she talking about the lawyer lady. And he was just like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, why are you doing this? Like, that's the reason why they got Mallerie doing this. But it's almost like he's thinking that because he looking at Roy like, you don't know what you're talking about. Could you just stop? And he's still trying to, like stroke his ego, but at the same time saying, you need to let your wife handle this. And Roy's like, so you don't think I can do it? He was like, no, I know you can do it. I know you the brains and all that stuff. And then they bring up, your wife trying to figure out who that lady you was talking, who was the woman you was talking about. And Roy said something to the effect like, I'll handle that. And he wanted to let the girl suffer. But you already had talked to Kimmy, and you told Kimmy that she wasn't smart enough to even call your wife. So now all of a sudden you sitting over here saying you gonna handle it, you gonna make her suffer, and Jules talking about you need to get your hands dirty. These conversations sometimes confuse me. But anyway, Jules is like, well, I'll take care of that. It's some other girls that he can pin it on, that he can tell his wife that he's talking to. It's not gonna be Kimmy. And also too, what we've come to find out that Mallerie has actually did maybe unalive one of the girls that Roy was talking to before. So I was like, dang, Mallerie, you unaliving people, or you making people disappear, or whatever you're doing to other girls. Like, you can be very ruthless. But anyway, so as they're in a conversation talking, as Roy and Jules are in a conversation talking about, the lawsuit and the lawyer and all that stuff. And after Jules says, I know I know you got it. I know you smart, this, and that. He just up and say, I gotta go to the bathroom. And that's it, and walks off. I was like, so you just gonna up and go to the bathroom while y'all having a serious conversation, I guess. So anyway, over back at the hotel motel apartment, Kimmy gets a phone call from the sister. And the sister apparently is 16 years old, because she said she was 2 years away from being 18. So, child, Kimmy done made up this whole lie that before I go into the lie, Kimmy has been sending the sister money, the mama money, but the stepdaddy there, the step boyfriend, the boyfriend there is not allowing them to get the money. Like, anytime that Kimmy sends the sister some money, the boyfriend over there intercedes and take it. So, but Kimmy done built this whole lot talking about she a nurse and she's making all this money and she has a nice apartment and the little sister is going to come over there and live with them and live with her, and she's going to have her own room and all this blase. I was like, girl, where? She going to sleep on that bed, and she can't even sleep there because Angel's sleeping there. So I guess you got 2 years to get yourself together. But anyway, she said she going to wire her some money, go down to the grocery store and try to get a chance to slip away from your mama so you can go get the wired money. All right, so she gets off the phone with the sister, and she goes over there to talk to Angel, and she just real sad because she said, I'm living this whole life. My sister, the only other woman that loved me outside of my sister is Rain, and she ain't even here no more. Like, you don't even understand like how close we were. Like, that was pretty much my everything. And Angel, he just like, see, that's why we need to do this. Like, that's why we need to hit this lick. And she just like, man, that ain't gonna work. Like, man, it's not gonna work. And then Kimmy had him look up some Jane Doe woman or whatever. And apparently they made that woman disappear. And Kimmy is like, do you want to end up like that? Do you want to end up like that woman, like making us disappear? I don't know where she at. And also, Angel said they can go to the Dominican Republic. They ain't got no passport to go to no Dominican Republic. Like, how they gonna do all of this? Y'all got all these big hopes and dreams, but y'all ain't really got no plans concrete, you know? And when they keep talking about hitting this lick, Kimmy, she kind of don't want to, because she just like, I mean, he seems like he a good old man. And Angel said, you always thinking, just like Rain said, you always thinking that these niggas be out here good, but they really ain't even good like that. But she said, well, yeah, I guess I know. She said, because he does remind me of my grandpa. But then she says, well, when I tell my grandpa to go see my friend that's in a hospital, and you said you was gonna do it and you don't do it, then my grandpa wouldn't do nothing like that. That's kind of, and this what kind of made me think that Rain is still alive, because I think he probably had made some calls to have her moved to a better hospital that can really help her. That's what I think. I don't think that Rain is dead. Honestly, I don't. I just think, if I mean, they may come back and slap me in the face, but I don't think that this lady is dead. And then Angel came up with the stupidest stuff. He gonna say, "Well, let's just go get your sister, and then we can make this move." Why? And Kimmy was like, "Boy, that ain't gonna work. Why don't we just hit the lick first, and then get my sister? Because we need to see how this stuff gonna pan out. Why would you put your sister in a situation where she could possibly be hurt?" Anyway, so they gonna have to figure that out. All right, so now they done moved. They in the ambulance, and they are trying to move Norman's wife, right? So Norman's wife, she ends up, I guess, going into cardiac arrest or whatever she's going in. And they say move the car over, like move over the ambulance, and then it kind of, stops. So back over at the office, Jules brings in the viral video of Roy talking about the little girl with, well, he didn't talk about the little girl with cancer, but he said, y'all be being paid, y'all being paid. And then Mallerie is like, oh my God, like this dude is an idiot. Like he can't do nothing right. He just needs to pretty much shut up. Every time she gets the chance, she call this man an idiot. And then, he says he's going to handle it or whatever. And also they bring up the other woman again, and he said he going to take care of that too. All right, that's enough of that. Okay, so now, it's always like warning coming for destruction, right? Warning comes before destruction. So everybody has been telling Charles, you need to lay low. Don't go out like that. The mama is Olivia, has been telling Charles, come stay at my house. This, whoop, woo, 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 right? So now you have the lawyer guy. He's just like, so what you gonna do? Are you gonna come back here? What we gonna do? And Charles' whole thing is, I want to be public with you. And if I can't be public with you, then I really ain't trying to be booed up with you like that. And the lawyer dude, he was just like, well, I'm not in the closet. I don't have a problem with my sexuality. I'm just private, And so, because that's when Charles said, oh, you're just private. I mean, well, I guess if you don't want everybody to know, you ain't got to tell them. But I guess it's don't ask, don't tell. But if you do ask me, then I'll tell you. Maybe ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies type of situation. And so this whole thing is like, he said, because Charles said he going out. And then that's when the lawyer guy, he was like, well, I'll go out with you. He was like, I don't need you to go out with me. And even the lawyer guy was like, well, why don't you just listen to your mama, or whatever, because your uncle seems like he is, he going crazy a little bit. So just let it go. But Charles ain't trying to listen. And I haven't watched, I always watch an episode and then I talk about it and then I watch the next one. So I really don't know what's going to happen next, but it seems like Charles ain't going to make it. That's what I get. All right. Speaking of people that didn't make it, so they were in the ambulance, and she went into cardiac arrest. The blood stopped, everything stopped, or whatever, and they couldn't resuscitate her. And Norman said, I thought that you could do this. And the bald head doctor said, well, I can't do it. He was like, do you know my brother? He was like, what? No, I don't know your brother. I don't know your brother. Child, why did Norman pull out that gun, pop one? Now Yep, he got him first. They opened up the up the doors in the back. Do you know my brother? Nope. Poop, poop. Pow, pow, them two. And then he looked at the woman and said, "You know my brother?" She said, "Nope." Pow, 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 too. So yeah. And then he gets out the ambulance and he gone on about his business. I said, well, he's on the rampage and somebody gonna have to go clean up this mess. And I guess he just gonna leave Edie, whatever her name is. He just gonna leave her to roll out the ambulance by herself. Like, how she gonna bury herself? But anyway, y'all, this is Sheila B. Like, comment and subscribe, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Bye.